Recorded live from the Maddie Johnson podcast studio at GOT Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. This is the All About Nothing podcast. The views expressed on this program are the opinions of the host. Some content and subject matter may not be appropriate. Listener discretion is advised. Listeners are encouraged to follow the show at theallaboutnothing.com for links to social media and more. Listeners can call the show at 803-672-0533. Thank you for listening.
All right, welcome to another The All About Nothing podcast shorts episode. This is number 8 in our series. And I just want to recap what this is. So sometimes our episodes go long, and sometimes those episodes don't get all of the content that I have prepared for them. So we have to take some time off from time to time. And when we do, we like to drop what we call a short. And in case you're wondering, yes, these episodes are part of the All About Nothing canon. So, first things first, why aren't we recording yet? Why aren't we recording this week? Well, there's a couple reasons for that, or answers, parts, maybe. So I'm going to do my best to describe why we're not recording. So, part 1. First things first, our 100th episode is coming up next. And in order to make that the most special episode that we can, we want to make sure that we put together some planning into it and, frankly, making it special. So each of us, Zach, Trent, and myself, are working together to create content that is going to make our 100th episode big. And in order to plan that, we need some time. And I know what some of you are saying to yourselves. Plan, content, yeah, plan. Look, I get sometimes it doesn't seem as though there's much put into this, but I assure you, we do make it sound that way. That's how we like to do this. So, part 2, and as much as I can, I like to use what I call the Myers calendar for our recording schedule. And I know you're saying, Barrett, don't you mean the Mayan calendar? No, you're wrong. It's the Myers calendar. It's the Seth Myers calendar. So currently the Winter Olympics have started, and which means that many of the late night shows, as well as most of our sitcom shows, are on a couple-week break. As expectation is, you'll probably be watching the Olympic coverage of the NBC's slew of channels and streaming services, Peacock, by the way. And if you're not, reach out on Twitter, AAN_pod, and let us know what you're doing instead of watching the Olympics. But the expectation is that the Olympic coverage is going to get all the viewers. With that said, here is what I'm going to be talking about on the 8th Shorts episode. So recently we saw that Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens were both denied the votes necessary to finally be included in the Baseball Hall of Fame. And I say finally. The reason I say finally is because, in my opinion, despite the allegations of HGH, steroids, and other hormones affecting drugs that while Barry Bonds never tested positive for, Roger Clemens did. And the reason I say finally is because regardless of all of the allegations, regardless of the positive drug tests, these two both had unbelievable careers in Major League Baseball. I absolutely am of the opinion that Barry Bonds, whom has never tested positive despite all of the physical evidence that you can see, is the reigning baseball home run king. There is no denying that. Roger Clemens, from Texas to Boston to New York, had an unbelievable career. As a baseball pitcher, Major League Baseball, unbelievable career. Even before Boston. Look, both of them are joined by the likes of Curt Schilling and Sammy Sosa. These four deserve to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. And I get that's my opinion. The good news is that for a second time in 11 months, they will have the opportunity on their 10th and final time on the writer's ballot. And if I have any influence, which I probably don't, but if I do, I fully believe that every one of them should be elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame. The writers should vote them in. And based on some of the queries that have gone on so far, it seems as though there is the possibility that they will not get elected, that not anyone of them may reach the 75% threshold of votes required to be elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame. And that to me is absolutely a shame. To not have the reigning home run king in the Hall of Fame is atrocious. I may not be the biggest Barry Bonds fan, and I certainly may have issues with the potential that he used some sort of enhancements to get him to where he was. But so have others that may not have used enhancements to further their career, others that may have used enhancements to further their career, that he used some sort of enhancements or that he possibly cheated to further his career. Others have done it too, and some of those others are in the Hall of Fame. We don't know. We think, we assume, we allege. I guess what I'm trying to say, and I get the possibility that this may be something that taints the Hall of Fame. I get it. Or that it may show that some of those that use enhancements, that some may consider it cheating. And that is what it is. But they had careers before the enhancements, and those careers should be acknowledged. If the allegations are true, if any of them used enhancements, HGH and steroids, it's not a magic pill. You still have to do the work. You still have to work out, even if you're getting help. And sure, it's different, right, than a multi-million-dollar season year player having a staff of trainers, dietitians, and therapists. But how different is it? I mean, Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens didn't have a staff to support them through their careers, like, say, I don't know, Bryce Harper. But we don't look at that as being a potential enhancement. So I guess in the end, what I'm trying to say is that I see and I recognize what it is that these enhancements are. And yes, I can see where it's potentially cheating. But at the same time, they didn't cheat for their entire careers. They got there on their own skills and merit. And frankly, I think it's time that the Baseball Hall of Fame and the baseball writers of America, that they include and elect Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens into the Hall of Fame, as well as Curt Schilling and Sammy Sosa. So, and with that said, I think it's also time they change the rules and release Pete Rose from the lifetime ban from Major League Baseball, and that Pete Rose get his opportunity to be elected into the Hall of Fame. We'll be right back.
All right, Nothingers, I want to cue you in about a friend of the pod, Blank Canvas Brand. If you own a business or restaurant and the time has come to build that unique brand, you have got to get a hold of Blank Canvas Brand. Blank Canvas Brand specializes in brand identity, including logos, business cards, flyers, and anything else to promote your business. And now, Blank Canvas Brand offers printing services to help with your clothing needs, including sports teams. I can tell you from our own experience, Blank Canvas Brand is responsible for our logo, as well as the Bowl of Duty bowling team logo, and we couldn't be happier with what's been produced. For more information, you can search Facebook for Blank Canvas, or you can email Blank Canvas at theallaboutnothing.com. That's BLNKCANVS at theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com.
Hey everyone, I want to take a quick moment to mention one of our new sponsors, thepaintedmoment.com. That's thepaintedmoment.com. Check this out. Have you ever taken a photo with your phone or digital camera that would look amazing as a watercolor canvas painting? Well, now there's a website ready to take your photo and turn it into digital painted moments. This is how it works. Visit thepaintedmoment.com, follow the instructions, and your digital photo will be enhanced and returned to you with links on where you can have an image printed to canvas or whatever else you'd like to do with it. We've already got a couple of these enhanced photos hanging around the house, and trust me, you'll love what comes out. Thepaintedmoment.com. Create a painted moment in time from your digital photos. Thepaintedmoment.com. Seriously, check them out today. Thepaintedmoment.com. What is a vaccine? What is a virus? What is a mask? What's a Sasquatch? These are all valid questions, and to answer them in one breath, prevention, potentially deadly, potentially life-saving, and don't be stupid. Look, the coronavirus from 2019 has caused a global pandemic that continues to ravage our planet, leaving victims and survivors. But you can do your part. In the United States, as well as most countries around the world, the COVID-19 vaccine is available at little to no cost. Regardless of your politics, this virus has the potential to cause irreparable harm to you and vulnerable family members and friends. We have an opportunity through the efforts of medical science to balance the scales against this disease and its variants. And look, I don't understand how the vaccine works, even though I've heard it described countless times by countless experts. And even though none of that makes any sense to me, I do recognize that the money and effort spent on the vaccine has not been wasted. And it's not a global positioning transmitter being embedded in your arm. You're holding that in your hand, listening to this.
So get the vaccine. Protect yourself. Protect your loved ones. Hell, protect the guy standing behind you waiting on his taco supreme and nacho fries. Let that be the reason his organs shut down. For more information, visit covid19.nih.gov for actual science information. We have to thank our sponsor, GOT Sound Studio, and its owner and operator, Dominique Stewart, better known as Neek the Geek. GOT Sound Studios offers a variety of recording experiences from music, voice, and instrumental recordings and production, as well as podcasts. GOT Sound Studio is located in Columbia, South Carolina, and operated by the most talented producer and engineer in the business. GOT Sound Studio is a Black-owned business. Bring your recording business needs here. You can find details on their Facebook page or by calling 803-243-2302 or emailing gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. That's gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com.
All right, welcome back. So in an attempt to stay at least current and topical, this week we did see South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, whatever. She signed into legislation Thursday that bans transgender girls from college-age women and college-age women from playing on female sports teams, calling it an act of protection and fairness in women's sports. And I have to be completely honest. I can see both sides of the coin, but if I'm being completely honest, I think that all this is a bill that has been signed into law that is basically just designed to discriminate a specific group of people. And frankly, I'm appalled. She was quoted as saying that this bill has been an important priority for a lot of the people behind me. She's talking about the people that were at the signing. And quote, "I appreciate all of their hard work in making sure that girls will always have an opportunity to play in girls' sports in South Dakota and have an opportunity for a level playing field for fairness. This gives them the chance to experience success." Look, end quote. This is by far just an act of, to me, this is just an act of just pure hate. I recognize that there are going to be potentially some females or some males that at some point in their life feel as though they are in the wrong body or that their sexual gender does not represent who they are. And while I don't feel that way, that my gender is different from how I feel, I certainly have respect for those that do. And I can't imagine living in a situation where you're constantly reminded that you don't feel the way you are represented. And honestly, it's got to be heartbreaking for something like this, for a governor of a state that represents not a whole lot of people, but that does represent some people, to be able to put through a law like this that is, frankly, just discriminatory. And honestly, if you are someone who is concerned about, so first of all, the people that are voting in this law, they're not playing in any of these sports, okay? If they were part of the South Dakota legislature, chances are they're not competing, especially the women are not competing. Actually, and I don't even have to look that up. I'm curious as to how many women are actually in the South Dakota state legislature. But how many women of their age are competing in social sports where they're competing against women who are transgender, who are competing against women who used to be men? And to me, I cannot imagine that they are so personally offended by this idea that they have to create a law that does nothing but just discriminate. So if you are listening to this, and I want you to reach out to me, but if you're listening to this and you either have a daughter or a granddaughter or a great-granddaughter, and the reason I'm going this far because I think this is the only group, this is the group that really gets the most offended by this. But if you have someone in your lineage much younger than you, and you are only supporting a law like this because you are genuinely afraid that your great-granddaughter, granddaughter, daughter could potentially play in a basketball game and be outshined by someone whom is transgender, I guess, that used to be male, or that considers themselves to be female rather than what they were born with. I really have to know, is this something that eats at you day in and day out? Is it that important to you to have these laws? And South Dakota is not the only one. There are 10 other states so far that have had these laws passed, and there's at least another 20 that could potentially see these bills come to law this year. South Dakota is just the first one this year, and I am floored by the fact that there are people out there that find the time and the energy to fight against something that is just not that important. The idea that you're going to hang you're going to hang this on people that really just want to go out there and play sports. And I get that there's the potential that there might be a 18-year-old playing in college sports who potentially is male by birth, but playing sports as a female. Yeah, okay. There's the potential that may give them some sort of advantage. But what is the percentage? How much of this is an actual issue? How many documented cases do we have? And I'm asking legitimately because I don't know, but how many documented cases do we have where a transgender female playing sports, female sports, have outshined or outperformed the females that were born females on the team? How many? How many spots have been taken? Honestly, is this really an issue, or was this just an opportunity to knock another group of people down? Honestly, I think I'm leaning towards the possibility that this is just a scenario where there are people that feel so concerned about what others do and feel, and they have managed to work it all the way up through state legislature and create a bill that gets signed by a discriminatory governor. And that's honestly the way I kind of feel about that. And I feel awful about it, because this isn't how we should be treating each other. Ultimately, in the end, we shouldn't be treating each other this way. And frankly, I really, really hope things change.
You going up.
All right, well, that is going to do it for another Shorts episode, the All About Nothing podcast. I want to special thanks Neek the Geek, engineer and producer, as well as owner and operator of GOT Sound Studio here in Columbia, South Carolina. If you want to book any time, you can call 803-243-2302. You can email gotsounds at theallaboutnothing.com. You can find details at gotsoundstudio.com or on Facebook. Just search for GOT Sound Studio. As well, special thanks, Muff the Producer, responsible for the beats you hear. Follow him on Instagram at Muff the Producer. Always thanking Trent Clark, a.k.a. DJ Lonzo, currently entertaining the main course at Columbia, South Carolina. Saturday nights, make sure you head over there and have a good time. You can contact Trent for all your entertainment needs. Trent at theallaboutnothing.com and on Instagram at TheRealDJLonzo, or you can phone him, 803-262-7982. If you're interested in becoming a patron, you can consider that on our website. Clicking on the link at the top of the browser, it'll take you over to the Patreon page. You can find details on how you can become a supporter. You can check out all the benefits there. You can also get a coffee cup if you pick one specific tier there. Check out all those benefits. Just visit our website, theallaboutnothing.com. You can always check us out on Facebook and search for All About Nothing US, or on Twitter and Instagram at AAN_pod, or you can find links to all of our social media and available podcast platforms by visiting theallaboutnothing.com. Want to be heard on the show, you can call us and leave us a message, 803-672-0533. Special thanks, of course, Trent Clark, Zach King, who are not here for this Shorts episode, but they will be for the next one. So stay safe, continue to wear your masks, get yourselves vaccinated, and make sure you have a week.
This The All About Nothing podcast is recorded live from the Maddie Johnson podcast studio at GOT Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. The All About Nothing podcast is produced and engineered by Neek the Geek, owner and operator of GOT Sound Studio. To support the show, please visit theallaboutnothing.com for links to social media, merchandise, and more. Become a patron of the show by following the Patreon link at the top of our page. The All About Nothing podcast is an entertainment product of Barrett Gruber. Special thanks to Zach King, Trent Clark, Muff the producer, Neek the Geek, and you, our listeners. Please subscribe, rate, review, and share. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button and the notification bell. Thank you for listening.